Hello everyone and welcome back to Causes Gaming. Today we are going to take a look at Alder's Blood. This tactical strategy with stealth combat, RPG elements, and a rich storyline promises to remind you of the fact that the world is grim, but it can also be fun to try to survive in an apocalyptic world while exploring its mysteries. Whether it can deliver on this promise is the question we will try to answer today. Alder's Blood is available on Steam for €19.99, your regional equivalent. God died quietly in just a few turns. And because God was powerful, his death had its repercussions. Harsh, unforgiving, and apocalyptic repercussions. Alder's Blood is a stealth turn-based game in a rough world. So rough that it reminded me of Darkest Dungeon. Instead of stinky tombs, you get dusty land full of monsters, self-interested people, and hunters. And you try to survive in these godless lands as a leader of a band of hunters capable of standing their ground against the monsters. Your kind is needed for the survival of humanity, but nobody said it was precisely you who is needed. But there is a rumor that might make you more than just a cog in the machine. Somewhere out in the wastelands, there should be the hollow husk of the god's body. God's death spread many different essences around the world. These essences changed a few of the chosen ones into hunters. They are no longer human, nor are they wizards, but they aren't monsters either. They travel the lands while trying to keep the darkness at bay, at any price, including the price of their own lives. That is their purpose, but also their curse. Alder's Blood has sort of a western style to it, mixed with a bit of horror, and it looks gorgeous. It isn't a glamorous world, it's more of a dirty world. You get to keep a journal where you write down what happened and keep all the unpleasant facts of existence in these lands. The first entry is about a mysterious departure of a lord into a harsh land where a single person has no chance of surviving. Yet, he left without saying a word, something drawing him in. So, you venture out to find him. Or to find what remains of him. You hop on your horses, and in a moment, dust in the wind is all that is left. There are three main parts of the game: travel, management, and combat. Travel and management sort of go hand in hand, but you need to remember that spending even a single night out in the wild is dangerous, and the fact that the hunters need to eat. And if that was it, you'd be pretty happy. But the hunters are slowly getting consumed by darkness that is increasing with every hit they take. Their sanity weakens, and eventually, once it is gone, the hunters turn against each other. That is when you face a moral dilemma. Do you want to keep an experienced hunter who has gone through a lot of combat with you, who has tons of bonuses for spending the nights out in the wildlands, but because his sanity is on the brink of cracking, maybe, just maybe, it would be easier to just burn him at a stake and get used to killing off your own. You might have some moral qualms about it at first, but there is no chance you will finish the game with your initial group. And sacrificing an experienced veteran means that at least part of his experience gets transferred onto the soul of the newbie. Experience can only be gathered by the hunters who go out on a mission. So, if you pick one low-life nobody to take care of the horses and cooking, he will quickly fall behind and will not be useful for anything else other than taking care of horses and cooking. And to survive the darkness, you need much more than just food. You need materials to make weapons, trinkets that give you bonuses, money, because nobody works for free. Gathering materials takes place at night when you make camp. You give your party members tasks to carry out, and you can have plenty of people in your group, under the condition that you can keep them alive. As the hunters grow in experience, they specialize in their survival skills. Some get better at reconnaissance, others craft amazing gear, while the next guy holds a watch and reduces the chance of you getting surprised by monsters. And of course, the more people you assign to the same task, the higher the chances of success. When it comes to combat, there aren't that many monsters, but variety is good enough. Mostly you try to be stealthy around them, hiding in the bushes, so them seeing you, but that will not hide you from their sense of smell. This feature is simply put amazing. Apart from the need to hide from their sight, you have to look at which way the wind is blowing, and just so it isn't so simple, even each of your hunters smells differently. Plus the wind can change its direction at any time, and suddenly monsters that you were safe from just a second ago are attacking you. Another interesting and cool mechanic are sound traps, or maybe a better way of putting it is to say sound lures. These are used to distract monsters, giving you space to get through without engaging them in a fight. But if they see you, it is time to draw your weapons. Melee weapons will not quickly dispatch of the stronger monsters, but on the other hand, your stronger guns will draw the attention of all the monsters nearby. So good cooperation and strategy is a key to victory. Each of the hunters has stamina, which he uses to both attack and move. If his stamina falls to 0, he falls to his knees and needs a bit of time to regain his composure, making him useless for the next turn. And since that means he has to endure 2 turns of enemy attacks, it is essential to get him into safety. If you leave him like this in the open, goodbye, hunter. Even a single bite of the monsters causes serious damage, and having him wide open to many attacks is sure death. To prevent this, you need to slowly move forward and use stealth. This is not cowardice, this is strategy. And don't forget to use the sixth sense some of your hunters have, which allows them to sense monsters from a distance. Apart from the main story, there are of course some side quests for you to do. These are mainly represented by the quests for the 4 houses, which provide you with stuff like discounts or a few extra items. But honestly, the main story in the dark, unforgiving world was enough to keep me engaged. The side quest stuff was there just because it is expected. But the world was truly amazing. People do not really like the hunters, and they like to remind you of this fact. The only thing I would change is your character. He was just too nice. The world of Alder's Blood is a dark one, and it certainly could use a few insults and curse words from your character. But as I said, the world itself is just amazing, relentless and unforgiving. Nobody will help you, and it's only your job to survive. And when a hunter dies, nobody mourns him. If you do not lead your band properly, soon all of them will die. And that, in its own way, is beautiful. So, in conclusion, Alder's Blood is a good game. Tough, beautifully dark, and unforgiving. It has its mistakes, but if you accept its challenge, you will have a good time. If you like turn-based games and you want to try one with a few twists, then Alder's Blood might just be the game for you. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you liked the review, and if you did, please consider giving it a little like here on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends. And also comment if you have anything you would like to add. See you guys later with more gaming content.